Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Danilo and I want to talk to you about 3D printing. Where to start and who is it for, what to expect and what you need to get started. That brings me to what we're going to look at today. As you can see here, we're unboxing a Neptune 3 Plus and I'm gonna explain why this is the printer of my choice. We got some goodies in here, we got the spool holder, we got a bag of goodies with tools, screws, a little bit of filament, a really nice cutters and a plastic good for a start scraper. As you can see, I'm checking all the things. This is the nozzle cleaner, like a little needle you need to clean the nozzle from time to time. So let's get this back and on the side. As you can see, the printer is very well packed and full of foam, like every nook and cranny, everything that could move is filled with foam. This is the gantry for the printer, let's put it away. The rods that helps support the printer even more, the monitor. Now the build plate is a magnetic build plate with the smooth and texture side, and from my experience it's really good for first layer adhesion. And when it's cool, when you let it cool down, you can actually remove prints from it really well. Now we got the base, the main body of the printer, with the bed and some cables, some connectors. I'm just checking for a wobble and if everything is tight and correct. The belt is okay. And let's get to assembly. Okay, the first order of business is to securely attach the gantry on the bottom of the printer. A little tip, you just need to move your printer a little bit to the side of the table so you can access the holes a little bit easier. First off, I'm gonna start them up with my hands a little bit, and I'm not gonna tighten it all the way up. First I'm gonna put in all 4 screws, and then after that's done I'm gonna tighten them up one at a time to make sure that everything is lined up correctly. You can see me here, I'm gonna turn it around. I can access the holes, so I'm gonna start them up. And once that is done, we can actually move on to the rest of the assembly. Next up, we're gonna attach the magnetic holder for our monitor. A touch screen goes right in there. You just need to line up the holes. There's 3 screws you need. They are labeled there, you can find them in the manual. Just line them up and attach them. Once that is done, we can actually attach the touchscreen and put it in place. Now for the spool holder, there's only 2 screws you need to worry about. There's a T-nut in the rail itself, so you just need to align the screw through the spool holder, line it up with a nut and just tighten it down. There's one on each side, so don't tighten all the way through so you can align the next one. And don't drop it and lose it like I almost did in here. So put it in the other side and tighten it up. That's all there is for the spool holder. Now we're gonna attach the filament runout sensor. You can attach it on the other side. You got holes on the both sides. I just chose to do it from this side, and it's easier to film if I do it this way. There's just one bolt, and don't worry if it seems like it's loose, because it's actually supposed to be loose, so it can move along with the printer and it doesn't snag or pull on your filament. That is why it needs to have a decent bit of play. The last thing we need to bolt down is actually the U-shaped plastic thingy that holds the cables. Make sure you leave enough slack on both sides. I actually tightened mine a little bit too much, which I corrected later on when we go to actually wiring all the electronics. Okay, let's get down to the electronics. Everything is in place for you, so you can't mess it up even if you wanted to. All the plugs are different, just make sure you pull them in all the way. You can actually feel them click into place. Just push it in all the way. This one is for your limit switch. It goes right in there. Now let's attach the second Z-axis motor and a heated bed. And as I said, you can't really mess it up because everything is labeled and all the plugs are different, so you can't actually put them in the wrong one. Something I forgot to mention, the blue metal rods you see here I installed off camera just to add some rigidity to the printer. It's a good little nice to have, not actually need to have thing. This printer is quite stable as it is. Once you squish in the cable into its holder, just put it in. There are two tabs on the side that will pop into place if everything is lined up, and you're good to go. This bad boy is actually all wired up. The very first thing you want to do is level up your bed. There's a good manual feature that lets you pinpoint 6 positions above each of the knobs, which I actually tightened all the way so that it doesn't interfere with the hot end and the bed. Now you just need to go through all 6 points, and with a little piece of paper just make sure that the nozzle is close enough that it's actually touching the paper but not grabbing the paper. You still need to be able to move the paper around and just feel like a little scrape of the nozzle above it. That's about as close as you want it, because that will provide the best layer height that you need. You can actually, on this one and on most 3D printers, readjust the offset, so don't worry, this is just the first part and you actually need to do this step twice. After that we go to auto bed leveling, which is a great feature that this Neptune 3 Plus actually has. Well, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. We have this thing fully assembled and I have been using it for almost a month. I have quite a few opinions on it and quite a few tips and tricks on how to use it better. So, if you like what you see and you want to know more, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you all next time.